Hello dreamers! Merlin is happy because we got a new event in Disney Dreamlight Valley. And in this video, I'm gonna go through all the details on how to complete it, how to make every quest, every achievement, everything that's new in the game, and everything you should be aware of about this event. If you like this kind of content, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and let's get right into it. Alright, let's watch the trailer. Let's see what we got. Join the Dreamlight Parks Fest. Alright, we got buttons. Collect, craft, and celebrate. Yes, we will. Cooking the cupcakes. Oh, cool animations. I wish the cooking animations looked like that. Okay, the trailer looks cool. I love the trailers that they make. They're always amazing. Very high quality. Awesome. Alright, so... important parts from this article. We get popcorn buckets. There's 5 total buckets in total. We're gonna talk in a minute how to craft them all, but they look amazing. They open, and they just... like, it's gonna be so good for dream snaps and decorating and stuff. Alright, so here's information about the community challenge. 500 photos with partners statue shared. Ooh. So we gotta share it. How are they gonna even track that? Crafting Essentials pack. That doesn't sound very exciting. 400,000 stands placed. Baking Essentials pack. Doesn't sound exciting either. Probably just cupcakes and items. 350,000 recyclers placed. Main Street Decor pack. Now that one sounds exciting. We'll see what that is all about. 450k cupcakes cooked. Mickey Mouse items pack. I mean, I'm sure we're gonna hit all of these super easily. And also moonstones and large chest for 600,000 attractions ridden. Well, I already rode my attractions multiple times. I hope it's been counting. I wonder how many moonstones it's going to be. Anyway, this is super fun. I don't think you should focus on this specifically. Just keep playing the game. Maybe share a photo with your statue. Honestly, I don't know how they're gonna track it, which social medias, which tags. They're not saying much, but I'm sure they're gonna give us all of these prices, no matter what. It just says shared on social media. I don't see how they can possibly track it and count it. So for the recycle companions, you need to be placing park recyclers. For collection curators, you need to be placing ice cream stand or pretzel stand. For the pastry chef, any cupcake you cook is going to count. And for attraction enthusiasts, literally writing any attraction that is rideable is going to count. There is also a new code, Parks Fest 24. Let's copy it, let's redeem it, let's see what's inside. In your game, you need to go to settings, help, and here you can put the code in. Let's see what we get. Oh, we got one of each. Okay, come on, we can craft them already, but I appreciate it. I guess it's saving some resources. Nice little head start. Alright, so I decided to make this part a little bit more condensed because it's going to take me an hour walking around and doing all the quests. So instead, I'm just going to give a very short version with all the details that you need to know in just a couple of minutes. So let's start with the daily quests. Every day, you're going to have 5 characters having a new quest having to do with baking and distributing some kind of cupcake. So every day you gotta go and talk to 5 people that have a quest marker on them. I don't know if it's gonna be the same people every day or is they gonna be different. Today, these are the 5s that I have. I'm gonna talk to them. Each of them will request me to bake and distribute 5 cupcakes of a specific type. By the way, don't forget to talk to Scrooge first. To even start this event, he's going to give you all of the cupcake recipes and tell you how this event is going to work. So I highly recommend, for the sake of saving time, to just talk to all 5 people at once before you even start doing quests. This way you will have all the 5 quests active. I'll explain in a minute why is it going to save you a lot of time. Second of all, a couple of tips. First of all, make sure to plant as much wheat and sugarcane as you can because you're gonna need a lot. And when I say a lot, you're gonna need at least 25 of each every day. Plus all of the other ingredients that you can potentially need for all the cupcakes, like scallops. Make sure to put a vacuum if you have it on the beach and keep collecting them as much as you can, because you're going to need a lot of scallops for these recipes. Stuff like raspberry, apple. Check out every recipe. Make sure you have enough to last you for the duration of the event. Now, the next part, the auto cooker is going to be your best friend, because you can easily just set up 5 auto cookers and put 5 cupcakes of each recipe in it. And after they cook, make sure not to collect them until you start the quest. So you can start all 5 daily cupcake quests, then set up your auto cookers to have each cooker to have a specific cupcake recipe. This way you won't have to do this manually, and you can just every day come to your cooker, your recipe is already selected, you just queue up 5 to cook, and then after they're done, you just collect them all, and it's great. The sad thing is that it doesn't count the cupcakes that you cooked before you started the quest, so there's no reason to pre-cook more than necessary for the future. Just make sure you cook 5 a day, and so you don't waste any ingredients. So after you cooked them manually or collected your auto cooker stuff, you are going to have 25 cupcakes in your inventory. Now, the easiest way to distribute them would be to find 5 villagers and give each of them 5 different cupcakes. It's not going to count if you give 2 of the same cupcake to the same villager, but you can easily give all 5 different cupcakes to one villager. So just find 5 random villagers that are closest to you and give each of them 5 cupcakes. And after that, go and talk to all of the characters that given you quests to begin with to claim the rewards. You're gonna get 4 green buttons from each character, which will amount to 20 green buttons in total. So this is a daily quest. Now let's talk about the weekly quest. You can go to Scrooge and you're gonna get a decoration quest. This one requires quite a lot of resources. This list is pretty impressive. So yeah, but you're gonna have a whole week to complete it, so don't rush it. It's totally fine. Once you gather all of the resources, just bring them to Scrooge and he'll make you craft a couple items for your parks. After you craft them, you have to place them down, and after that you can go to Scrooge and collect your 50 green buttons. Now with this quest, there is a little bit of confusion because we have 3 weeks of the events, but from the data mines, we discovered there's only 2 different weekly Scrooge quests. Here is the resources that you're gonna need for the second Scrooge quest next week, in case you want to make sure that you have everything so you can complete it right away. We don't know if there is going to be 2 or 3 weekly quests. Maybe one of the decorate quests is going to repeat itself. We don't know which one, but there is 2 different weekly quests that you can possibly have from Scrooge. Okay, so these are green buttons. Now let's talk about how do we get other kinds of buttons. Now, let's talk about the flower button. This one is pretty easy. The flower buttons, they look like flowers and they spawn everywhere in Plaza and Meadow. Now, for all kinds of buttons, for red buttons and green buttons. Red buttons, by the way, they literally spawn everywhere. According to the official Disney Dreamlight Valley website, they can even spawn inside the houses. But if you have an ancient vacuum at level 3, guys, I'm telling you, put them in every biome. It's gonna save you so much time. It's so easy to just come up to the vacuum and just collect all of the flower buttons and all of the red buttons in the entire biome. It's just, especially if you have biomes decorated, it's gonna save you hours and hours of time throughout this event. Now, I don't know with the exact frequency the buttons spawn. From my experience, maybe it's about 1 button every 30 minutes. Some biomes had 1 button, some biomes had 2 buttons. There is like 4 or 5 flower buttons per biome. I have no idea what the formula is, but the point is just keep checking your vacuums or just keep scanning your map every couple of hours. You should be able to get enough red buttons. I don't think the red buttons are going to be your bottleneck. The green buttons are a bottleneck because you will not be able to collect more than certain amounts because they're quest gated. Now, this is green buttons and red buttons. We also, and flower buttons. We also have blue buttons. And this one is, oh my god, gonna be painful to so many people. You have to fish for it. There is only 2 biomes where fishing will grant you a blue button. It's the Dazzle Beach and the Meadow. And let me just tell you, you have to fish from white bubbles, so you cannot use any potions. Has to be white bubbles, and I tried catching them in any other bubbles or without bubbles. I couldn't. If you did, let me know. I'm also not sure if having a fishing buddy is going to be helpful in this case. I don't have any, so I couldn't test it. But let me know if you have fishing buddies, if they duplicate your blue buttons that you fish out. You're gonna need a lot of blue buttons because they also used to craft purple buttons. You can go to your crafting station and you will see that you're gonna need you will be able to craft purple buttons using the blue button and a red button. You're also not guaranteed to get a blue button from a white bubbles. In my experience, it was 50% chance or less. You're still gonna get lots of fish, so get ready to do hours and hours and hours of fishing on the beach and the meadow. There's no way around it. So all the buttons that you're collecting throughout this event can be used to craft either purple buttons or popcorn buckets. You can go into your crafting station furniture and you'll find all of them there, and they are pretty expensive. Every single button requires green buttons. Every single bucket requires green buttons and a combination of other buttons. Some of the buttons are extremely easy to get, some are pretty difficult, and some are even impossible to get beyond certain points. So make sure you are using them on the buckets that you like the most. Oh boy, my head is spinning. I hope you appreciated the condensed version of all of the events. Let's take a look at the final thing right now. It's the new park Dreamlight duties. If you go to Dreamlight Village, you will see 3 tasks that you can do. One is Sweet Samaritan. This one is going to be the easiest to complete. You literally just need to gift cupcakes to villagers. So you will do this in 2 days by just completing daily quests. Yeah, 2 days, 25 cupcakes per day, easy completion. Button maker, you're gonna need to craft 20 purple buttons, which you will still need to do in order to craft at least 1 of each bucket, so you will complete this eventually as well. Popcorn enthusiast, basically once again, you will complete this by crafting 5 popcorn buckets, any buckets, and placing them outside. Indoors doesn't count, so it has to be placed outside, and I'm pretty sure it has to be placed on the ground. And as a reward for completing these 3, you're gonna get 3 maps that you can see right now on the screen that you can hang on your wall. They look pretty cool. This event seems to be very grindy. You cannot take shortcuts. You have to be cooking every day. You can't even like cook up a bunch of cupcakes and just distribute them every day. You have to be cooking them every day. You have to be completing, giving them out to villagers every day, and you have to be basically finding all of the characters and claiming their quests. Like, there is 3 steps for each quest, so you have to find everybody 3 times. 2 times. Once to start the quest and once to claim the quest. So it will take decent chunk of time out of every day, but in my opinion, the most time-consuming and frustrating thing is fishing. It's gonna be by far the hardest button to get. And the crazy part is, here is the breakdown how many buttons you need in total of each color to craft all of the buckets. You need 200 green buttons, 80 blue buttons, 80 flower buttons, and 20 purple buttons, and 50 red buttons. This blows my mind. 80 flower buttons is the easiest to get. Why is it so little flower buttons, which spawn literally billion every single day? You can literally get 80 within 1 day easily. You can also get easily 50 red buttons within a day. But like 80 blue buttons? That's gonna take hours and hours and hours of fishing. that's kind of crazy. The green buttons are limited by quests, so the maximum, the absolute maximum that you can get throughout this event is 500. Now, it's not clear about the weekly Scrooge quest, if we're only gonna have 2 of them, or if we're gonna have 3 of them, but if it's only 2, then the 500 is the maximum amount of buttons you can get, which means you can only craft, if you do not miss a single day of the quest, you will be able to craft each bucket twice, and potentially 2 or 3 extra buckets, which is pretty decent. Honestly, I don't know why would you need more than that. It should be pretty easy to get at least 1 of each bucket. You'll only need to do 5 days of daily quest worth to be able to craft 1 of each bucket. 5 out of 20 is pretty reasonable, but if you want to go full in and craft as many buckets as possible, you have to make sure to get every single green button available. Alright guys, hopefully this video was helpful. This is everything you need to know about the new theme parks event. I like it. Overall, I like it. It's different, it's unique, it gives you a lot of new items that look super cool. So it's probably one of the best seasonal events. And there is a good chance it's going to come back in the next year. And also, these flower buttons, they glitter when you come close to them, which means once you collect them, you can actually still drop them, so they can be used as decoration as well. So if you have surplus, which you will, you'll be able to use them as decoration, and it's one of the coolest looking flowers. For Dream Snaps, it's going to be amazing. So yep, super cool event overall. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments what do you think. How far along are you already? Have you crafted any popcorn buckets yet? It's technically possible, because you can get 70 green buttons right away, so you should be able to craft 1 bucket already if you've been grinding for a while. I'm gonna go do some grinding. The fishing is going to be, oh, it's gonna break my soul, but it has to be done. The rewards are definitely worth it. I wish my meadow wasn't decorated, because it's so difficult to navigate from pond to pond, and then you don't even, like, you're not even guaranteed to get a button, so it's gonna be crazy. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more content, and take care, my friends.
Viva.